Top Soldiers, Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. Today we are doing crayfish or crawfish callaloo. Stay tuned, you're gonna love this one, man. In the bowl, I've got about 1.5 pounds of that crayfish meat, and it's raw. It's been washed with half of the juice of half of a lemon and cool water, and it's all ready now. I squeezed it. Now, if you're looking for this, you can find it at the Asian supermarkets in the frozen section. What I did was I allowed it to thaw out, squeezed it really well because there was a lot of water in it. Then I rinsed it with the lemon juice. You can use lime juice if you want. And that's where we're at right now. We're not going to do anything to it because we want to bring out all that flavor from there without overcooking it from the very start. And as we've discussed in the past, the Trinbagonian way or the Southern Caribbean way of making callaloo, unlike our Jamaican brothers and sisters, ours is more of a soup than anything else. So I've got my nice big soup pot here, and I'm going to go in with our Jamaican brothers and sisters. The callaloo that they call, what they call callaloo, is more of a green, a leafy green that we call, well, in Trinidad and Tobago, we call chorai baji. Now, traditionally, when you're doing this dish, it's not the way I'm doing it. I'm doing it my own way because I'm trying to pull out as much flavor as I can, because the traditional callaloo soup, as we know it, it's all about crab. It's crab and callaloo. We've done lobster, we've done vegetarian, and now I'm giving you the crayfish version. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're gonna go in with that crayfish, and we're gonna quickly give it a little fry for about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. We just want to pull out some of that flavor and add it to the pot there from the very start. You can see it's starting to curl up. At this point, it's only been about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. I'm gonna reach in there now, and we want to leave back any sort of juices in the pot there, along with that butter. And I find that the butter, starting with the butter instead of an olive oil or vegetable oil, really, and you know, it intensifies the flavor that we started off here with. We're just gonna set this aside now. To the same pot, we're going to go in with onions, green scotch bonnet, and pimento peppers. And I'll just quickly show you what those are and the reason for using the green scotch bonnet pepper. Most people would float this in there and later on will break and bring out all that flavor. I like to cut it up and put it in from the start so you're nice and soft. And the flavor profile on the green scotch bonnet pepper is a bit milder and a bit it's a bit different than a mature scotch bonnet pepper. And these are the pimento peppers, the red that you're seeing in there. Pimento peppers is all about flavor, so that's why they're called seasoning peppers. No heat whatsoever. So we've got all that in there. Some fresh thyme from the garden. And again, this is totally different than probably how you saw your mommy make it, or your auntie or your daddy or whoever make their callaloo. Uncle Chris is just rocking his version. And the reason for doing it like this, one, we didn't want to overcook the crawfish or crayfish, so that is why we started off with it. And I like sauteing my vegetable, my sort of herbal notes, not herbal, but flavor notes, garlic, in the same fat that we started off with, because once that softens up and you get all those things coming together, there's a ton of flavor in there. Now, typically, people would just boil everything, but I find by frying it up first, by sauteing it first, you get quite a bit more flavor. I've got about 6 cloves of garlic in there. Yeah, I love a lot of garlic in my callaloo. So fresh ground black pepper. And now all we want to do is give that a stir. If you're wondering, my heat is on low now because I don't want to burn the garlic. I don't want to burn anything whatsoever. I just want to pull out maximum flavor from everything. And remember, we started off with the crayfish in there, so we've got that sort of seafood note in there as well. It is smelling wicked in the kitchen at the moment. Yo, all them things there's perfume in my kitchen. Like, yo, there's craziness going on here, yes? We're going to go in with the okra. And in my humble opinion, you can never have enough okra in your callaloo. As everything starts coming together, I like to go in with a tablespoon of Caribbean green seasoning. And you would have seen me use this time and time again in just about every dish that I make. It is one of them all-purpose seasoning. And when we say seasoning, this is what it looks like here in my container. And it is a blend or a puree of all the herbs we like to cook with in the Caribbean, alongside garlic, seasoning peppers, and all that. So there's thyme in there, scallion, shadow benny, cilantro, parsley, all those lovely things in there. If you head over to CaribbeanPot.com, you will find that recipe on there. That is 1 cup of fish stock or seafood stock. Because here's the thing, traditional callaloo is made out of crabs, with crabs, and that crab is going to bring that whole seafood element. So while we do have the crayfish, which will give us that, I like to sort of give it that pronounced flavor. Turn the heat up to medium. Now we want to bring that up to a boil. I'm just going to keep building on those flavors. We've got a lovely bubble going on there. And to build on the body of the callaloo, or the callaloo soup, we need some pumpkin. If you cannot get pumpkin, go in with some butternut squash. All you need is about a cup and a half of that. Just gonna give that a little mixy mix in there. If you have some sweet potato and you want to put it in there, by all means rock that. Next up, coconut milk. That's gonna bring everything together. And that is 2.5 cups of coconut milk. I'm based in Canada, so that's powdered coconut milk that I reconstituted with water. If you have fresh coconut milk, by all means rock that. We're gonna hit it with sea salt now, but be mindful that seafood stock that you put in there, if you can't get seafood stock, you can use vegetable stock or chicken stock, totally up to you. Be mindful that will have a sodium element to it as well. So later on, go light on the salt at this point, and later on you can adjust it accordingly. We've got a nice bubble going on here. And the third key ingredient in the callaloo, so we got the crab, which has been replaced by the crayfish, the okra, and the third is usually what we call dasheen bush bhaji or taro leaves. I'm, as I said, based in Canada, so I cannot source that. So I'm using baby spinach leaves. Be sure it's the baby spinach though. The mature spinach will have a bitterness to it. It won't really be all that iry. So I'm gonna keep piling it on in here. Give it a rough chop and pile it on in here. Now don't sleep. I said three key ingredients. But just about everything I add in here serves a purpose, and the manner and the timing of which I add everything also serves a purpose. So please, if you want a nice callaloo, follow along with Uncle Chris. I'm going to go in with the rest, and it's 1 pound of baby spinach if you're wondering. I still have some more to give a rough chop, and I'm going to toss it in there. And you'll see it start to wilt down after a minute or two. Here's where now you will go in with 1 cup of water. Bring that back up to a boil, and you want to reduce that to a simmer and let that cook until everything starts falling apart into a nice thick consistency. You're gonna love it, yeah? I guarantee you're gonna love this the first time you make this. And don't forget, I said there's a vegetarian version available on the website. There's a salted pigtail version. There's a crab version, which is the traditional version, and there is a lobster version on CaribbeanPot.com. It's been going now on that simmer for 1 hour and 10 minutes. The pumpkin, the okra, the spinach, everything is falling apart. What I did have to do though is I added another 1/2 cup of water to it because it was getting just a bit too thick for me. Here is where you're going to personalize things. This is nice and tender. If it's not tender enough, cook it a bit longer, add some more water if you need to. Taste it here for salt, but keep in mind when you're adding the salt, if you need to, that we never added salt to the crayfish, so you may want to over salt at this point here just to compensate for that. 2, how thick you want it. We've got to blend this or puree it, or I'm going to use a traditional swizzle stick. It will make it thicker. So here's where you have to decide how thick you want your finished callaloo to be. Now if you are using an electric immersion blender, pulse it. Do not, I repeat, do not allow it to go continuous, because you will get a frothy sort of texture, which in my humble opinion is not what callaloo is all about. The third thing is the salt, how thick it is, and how smooth you want it. Here's where I'm going to go with my my swivel stick, and I'm just gonna keep going like this. This motion here will break everything down for me. And there's where I'm gonna decide how thick and the sort of consistency that I want my finished callaloo to be. I like it just a little bit thick. Some people like it chunky. Some people like it chunky like this. That is a bit too chunky for me. So I'm gonna work it, and I'm gonna break everything down to smoothen it up a bit. Yeah, and it will take some elbow grease. It will take a few minutes, but everything is coming together nicely here, as you can see. So again, go ahead, taste it for salt. Adjust that salt. And here is where now we're gonna go in back with all of that cooked crayfish. Now, crayfish, crawfish, same thing as far as I understand it. And basically all you want to do is fold in those chunks of crawfish in there. I keep going between crawfish and crayfish, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Sup, soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me, email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, them butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pot. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie. Turn off that stove, taste it for salt, and do your final adjustments. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. Everybody's getting, and you know that's the reason why we went in with so much of that crawfish. We want every spoonful, everybody, to get some nice chunky pieces of, hey, it's just pure pleasure up inside here. Treat it as a soup if you want, or we like this with some rice and stewed chicken, some fried plantain or boiled plantain, sweet potato. Yo, always a pleasure. Irie.